Let me do this. All right. What up, YouTube? What up, YouTube? What up, YouTube? What up, YouTube? This your boy No Filter. Here you guys again with a video stream again. Last week I did a video stream with my boy MA. This video stream today is a very important topic. We talked about it. We talked about something a little bit on Staying Free MGTOW stream last Saturday. This past Saturday. So this topic right here is a subject. So I really want to engage, and I really want to engage. I really want to engage into the conversation in this. I really want to engage. Um, I really want to engage into. I really want to engage into this one. So this time, I really want to engage. Basically, I'm trying to get my thoughts here. I really want to engage. Let me sit back and relax, and chill a little bit. All right, I really want to engage. The topic right here is called depression, mental depression, and this topic right here is I feel like it's so important because we talked about Staying Free Midtown last stream this past Saturday, and called Midtown and Depression. Now this topic right here, if you a guy in the chat, because I got the chat, coming, I got the chat going on the other tab, so I'm watching it, so I will be engaged. I will be engaging the audience, stuff like that. But this topic right here is a very sensitive topic for a lot of men because I think whether you MGTOW or not, I think depression amongst men is a very serious issue. We need to really seriously deep down discuss today. And you know, I usually go off. I usually go on tangents and rants, but I don't get a little personal, intimate with you guys because I really want to talk about my battle with depression. If y'all know about me, I have diagnosis of major depression. I take Seroquel, Wellbutrin, and I'm gonna give you some deep stories into it. I'm gonna I want to see MA here, but I want to see his MA not busy, so I can get him invited to a couple of you guys who can join into the conversation. But basically this topic right here is very sensitive to me, and it's a very, for me, very deep, dark place because I still deal with depression, a lot of other issues, and a lot of other issues that really affect me in my life. But let's get into the grunts of the video. I usually do like a video, but this video by the time I would do a stream on it. 6 hours. I did my last stream, which is called Midtown Setup. See, that was like a 6 hour stream. So I don't know how long this was going to be. I don't want that to be that long, so I might end it if it gets to the point, if we get redundant points and whatever. We just run out of shit to talk about, the things to talk about amongst this topic. But the reason why I want to discuss this topic, whether it's MGTOW related or not, but most MGTOW related, just men in general, is that, you know, even though I'm not an MRA, I think men's health and men eating healthy, men working out, men eating right. I think depression is a very serious topic issue, and the reason why I can relate to this topic more, and I really want to address this, I fully fledged on wants to address this topic because I feel like when I want to address this topic, I want guys to open up in the chat. So if you guys suffer from depression, I will be engaged with you in the chat section. I got the thing going up. Shout out my brother MA for putting me on the chat. So I will be engaged with you guys. So for me, but let me go up to this grounds of the video. The reason why it's called mental depression is because I feel like this topic is very serious amongst men. I think depression is a very serious issue, not just for amongst men, but just society in general. And when people are depressed, people say they want to kill themselves. They're hearing voices, they're seeing things. A lot of people like, yeah, motherfucker, get the fuck out of here. You just fucking crazy. You need to get the fuck over it. A person may lose a best friend. They may lose a parent. They may lose a sister. They may lose a brother. They may lose a cousin. They may lose a co-worker, a girl, whatever the situation is, whatever causes that person depression, or they may be an alcoholic. Things in their life not be going as planned. And a lot of men in America, especially men that's married, they take on the responsibilities of a wife, kid, working 24 to 48 hours a day out of the whole week, providing for their family. And what it really does, which is I really did I did a lot of information. I did a lot of information on this topic before I really went to do a lot to really fully address to explain how bad men in America got it, especially when it comes to depression. Is that, yes, women get depression and stuff like that, but depression amongst men is a very deep topic. And when I want to open up the dialogue, I want men in the chat to really tell the stories. If you guys can relate to this topic, relate to me, tell me what's going on. But this topic right here, man, is a very sensitive subject for me. So let me give you my battle with depression, and then you guys can open up to me and you can tell me whatever, so and so. So my battle with depression started around when I was like 17, 18, when I was like 20 young. I was 20 years old. I really didn't get the help till I was like 21. I was depressed when I was 16. So I was kind of dealing with depression at the age of 16, but I never really had the time to doing it because I was dealing with things that most teenagers deal with: losing my dad from colon cancer, not really going to his not getting a chance to go to his funeral, not getting that final goodbyes. So it caused a lot of anger and frustration, which kind of led to me getting kicked out of school a lot. So when I started working at the job, I'm not going to dedox myself. I'm just going to say I was a dishwasher at a certain place. I'm not going to dedox myself. And being a dishwasher, I was making $300 to $400 a week. And I got into a fight with with one of the employees that worked there before. It was my cousin. He used to work. I got fired. I got fired from there, and then he got fired. From that place. I'm not gonna get going into details about it. Just this is part of the story. And what ended up happening, what silly happened was I got fired. He got fired a couple of weeks, 2 months later after that. I don't know. Got fired. So what happened was I was applying for Job Corps, and around this was December 3rd. This was December. This was like December something. This was, I forgot what time it was. Applying for Job Corps. This was I was actually, I'm past the age of Job Corps now, but I was applying for Job Corps. Find out I had a learning disability. And what I did was that day find out I had learning disability. I was also born with dyslexia, which means I was born with dyslexia. So I was born with dyslexia, learning disability, LD, which is for me, LD, which is learning disability, and dyslexia, and I have a speech impediment. So I have a lot of things I deal with, so my speech may not become out clear. That's why I stutter a lot, and that's why I try to pronounce shit, but it comes out fucked up. So it's part of me, but I still roll through it, pull through the shit, whatever. So finding out December 3rd, so I started feeling depressed after I found out I had I was born with dyslexia, which was I have a fucked up handwriting. My handwriting is fucking terrible. Okay, it is. And find out dyslexia. I was in my room. It was apartment. We eventually got kicked out of that apartment. But I was in my room, wrote a suicide note, wanted to kill myself. And what ended up happening was wrote a suicide note, caught the signs. I was hearing voices. It was telling me kill myself, kill me this, you ain't worth shit, you're worthless, and all this other crazy shit. And I was going through shit. I was experiencing things that no person should be experiencing. I was hearing voices. I checked myself into it, went to the hospital the first time, told the therapist I was very depressed. And I was like, is it life threatening that you want to kill yourself? It was the first time, and I said no, I didn't, and I feel like it can get better. It got worse, and this was the I won't say it was a suicide attempt, but you can call it a suicide attempt if you want to. I was in the kitchen knife. I was in the kitchen and I had a kitchen knife. It was a small kitchen knife we can cut. It's very thick and cut anything, and it was like, let's say 2 inches, like 1 to 2 inches, like 2 inches away from my wrist, and I couldn't cut it. And the reason why I couldn't cut it is because my mom was in my other room, and I feel like if my mom see me cut my wrist, it's a whole different thing. And from that point, I told my mom, drive me to the hospital. And if y'all know about Atlanta, I'm just gonna say Grady, whatever. I'm not gonna say what floor it was. To drive me to whatever floor. And then I told the therapist, I said, look, I'm depressed. And she was like, so is it a matter of life or death? Do you want to kill yourself? If I go home, I'm going to fucking kill myself. I told her flat out. She's like, nope. She's like, so you sure? I checked myself into the hospital. I spent 7 days in the hospital. I recently got checked out. Of course, I mean, it was not up to me. It was up to it was up to the doctors to choose whether they went. I took some medicine, got the help I needed. And then I attended this little program. It was called the Focus program, kind of like mental health program, 6-week program. I had to do it. I graduated from it. And then I'm a part of this other program where I focus on depression and stuff like that, and talk to counselors and therapists and other stuff like that. So while dealing with this other issue, my doctor put me on Wellbutrin and Seroquel. I take 400 milligrams for Seroquel and 150 grams for Seroquel. Now, so 400 milligrams for Seroquel and Wellbutrin, which is 150 milligrams, being precisely here. I'm just giving you guys an in-depth personal of my life here. And when I was 20 years old, I was 20 years old when I first started getting help for mental health and depression and my depression and stuff like that. And first I was first diagnosed as bipolar. And then proper diagnosis that came around they gave me the correct diagnosis. That was major depression, which is something I still with to this day. And the reason why I'm telling you guys this story, so you guys can open up, and so you guys can silly, say it's like, so you guys can silly can open up and explain, and tell your story about depression. Do you suffer from depression? How do you deal with it? But the reason why I want to address this topic is because I think men, MGTOW or not, men, we need to talk about this. We need to open up a dialogue. See, a lot of the time, especially in this society, men go through shit. You see men snapping out, doing crazy shit, going around killing the kids, wives, and they go through shit. And the media be like, oh, he's a scumbag, he's a piece of shit. And they don't want deep into the man's life. Well, what drove that man to do it? I'm not justifying a man killing kids. I'm not justifying a man killing a woman, whatever. But I'm saying like men go through things, and men don't just do crazy shit just to be doing it. Oh, men just don't wake up, yo, I'm gonna go out there and kill my kids today. No, it was something that pushed them to the point. And even though I'm a God-fearing man, and I do believe in God and with God, I think it's possible. I know I might discuss religion, but I'm very religious. I'm not super religious, but I do believe in God, and with God, anything is possible. But like, I feel like, men, we need to discuss this issue. It's a very simple issue, and I think it's an issue that's gonna is the hardest part about this topic is getting me to admit that they are depressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can, of course, a lot of people use from usernames. You ain't gotta use your real name, but like, I feel like I want people to understand that depression is a very serious, deep topic issue, and I feel like we gotta really have a conversation. And the only way we're really gonna have this conversation is we be honest with ourselves. The only way we can be honest is to admit that we are depressed. And to me, and if I had to give advice to any young cat, any young guy coming up in the game, whether you 30, 40, 20, 18, 19, 20, it don't matter what age you are, 50, 60. You know what I'm saying? Depression affects every man. To me, I'm, I'm saying, like, depression, I care about my fellow man, whether you white, black. I don't care what you, I love all my bro. I love all my MGTOW brothers, black, white. It don't matter what race. I don't care about race. And I care about my people. I care about my MGTOWs. I care about men. I sympathize with men because I'm a man myself. And I see society constantly telling men, especially, when you're a MGTOW, and I relate depression to MGTOW, is that a lot of men talk about, how biased the court system is, and they got a fair legit complaint about that, how biased system, of course, unfair. But still, these people in the media sympathizing with men issues, saying, yo, these guys have a right to feel the way they feel. Oh, get them back on the plantation, go back, go back out there, get a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, like Stand Free MGTOW last stream said, go get back out there, bro, pump and dump. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Instead of the media being like, yo, maybe we need to sympathize with men here. Maybe we need to figure out why the male suicide rate is at all-time high. And the reason why I'm also going to do a stream on suicide. So depression and suicide, you can put in the same thing, but I'm going to keep them separate because this is most about depression and how you deal with it. But like, I want you guys to be, y'all guys can join. I want you guys, you can join in the discussion. I can see you an invite. I can send you the invite. I can send you guys an invite. I can send you guys an invite if you want to join in the discussion. But I think one thing I really want people to understand about depression, it affects a lot of people. It don't just, you know what I'm saying, it affects a lot of men across the board. You know what I'm saying? For me, and like I said before, even though I'm a black man, I sympathize with white men. And even though, I'm not white, so they say, oh, you're not white, so you can't sympathize with white men. I'm like, no, I sympathize with all race of men, all fellow men. You know what I'm saying? MGTOW or not. Like, whatever. I sympathize with all men because to me, men, we go through a lot of shit. We have to deal with a lot of shit that women have to deal with. And sometimes when you're depressed, and you're telling people you're fucking depressed, you're not fucking happy. You know what I'm saying? You working 24 mad hours a damn day, you're paying ridiculous amounts of child support. The court system locking you up, bias and shit, and people just start snapping. Some people kill themselves, and it's like people don't realize about this issue is that the reason why depression is a very serious topic amongst men, but society don't want to discuss it because it's men issues. The only time they want to discuss shit is when it's time women issues, and that's what this platform is for. It's for the let men know the fact that depression is a very serious topic. And I'm not gonna let my fellow MGTOW brother, black or white, no matter what race you are, I'm not gonna let my fellow MGTOW brother go unchecked. So if you go for me, I don't, you know what I'm saying, we can swap those personal cell phone numbers, we can talk. If you're going through some shit, man, I go through it every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to help men. I'm here to help men understand the fact that, look, admitting to the fact, look, if you gotta cry, man, admit this shit. Admit that you in pain. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with admitting the fact you got a problem. You need help. It's like, you know, like I said before, talk to a therapist. But I agree 100%. But I will say this to play a con to the therapist thing. 90 most I'll say most is it's mostly female in that field. So it's going you probably the chances of you finding a male therapist in that field is probably like I probably say what I probably say what 20%. 20% to 20% chance you find it. I'm not good with the tips. I'm just using it as a prime example. So it's like it's a 20% chance you might find it. You might probably find a male therapist in that field. But like at the end, at the end of the day, at the end of the day about this topic and issue, I feel like we really need to understand about depression is that this issue is a very serious topic. And for us to go around here, for us to go around here and to not act like this issue is a problem. Like this issue is a very serious problem, and it will forever be a problem. And I think a lot of people don't want to talk about this issue because, first of all, a lot of men don't want to admit that, you know, a lot of men do not want to admit that, you know, that they are depressed. And for me, like I said before, you know, for me, I'm here for you guys, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for you guys. I'm Cecilia here for you guys. I'm here to talk. If you guys need to talk, open discussion. Um, I mean, like I said before, I want you guys to, you know, open up in the chat. You know, I'm engaged. I'm going to engage in the chat with you guys. So for me, I really want you guys to really, you know, let me know, let me know how you guys feel about the situation. Because for me, I want you guys to really understand the fact that I don't want you guys to ever feel like, you know, you guys can come to me. You know what I'm saying? You guys can come to me, and I want you guys. I sincerely want you guys. I sincerely want you guys to come here and open up and just have a fair discussion. I think it makes sense. And the hardest part about engaging in this conversation is getting guys to totally admit the fact that they are depressed. Now, would I say this, and this is my, you know, this is for me. I'm rambling on here. I'm trying to keep it fresh and get my thoughts fresh and engage the conversation so people can get involved. Um, I say this, and this is the one thing. This is the one thing I sincerely learned. This is the one thing I sincerely learned about. For me, this is the one thing I sincerely learned about. Just anything in life about being depressed is that, you know, I in the beginning I talk about the worst thing you can do when you are truly depressed, and this is flat out being honest. This is 100% being honest. The worst thing you can do is admit to not admit you don't have a problem, because the moment you tell yourself I don't have a problem, that's the moment when that's when things break down. That's when things break down. That's you know what I'm saying. That's when things break down. That's when things break down, and things should not be breaking down like you should. And that's what I'm saying. Like admit you have a problem. Admit the fact that things in life is not going how they're supposed to go. But the moment, like I said before, the moment you open up, and the moment you let, you know, the moment you admit the problem, that's the first step. Now, what I will say, the hardest part about, you know, admitting that you are depressed is the fact that, you know, what caused the depression. Is it did you was it a loved one? Was it what you call it? Was it a loved one? 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 Was it was it a loved one? Was it a kid? Did you lose a parent? Did you lose a brother, a sister? Did you lose anything? A best friend? I mean, it's a lot of things that lead to depression. And sometimes being in the now, which is the worst thing ever you can do as a human being, is that being in the now is the worst thing ever a person can really could do. And I really don't want people to ever feel like, yo, man, I ain't depressed. I can take this all. It's like, no, the worst mindset you can have, to me, yo, the worst mindset, you know, for me, you know, like the worst thing, you know, the worst thing a person can do is be in denial about the depression. Because the moment you sit there and you tell yourself, I ain't depressed. I ain't got a problem. Is the moment you set yourself up for failure. So admit that you have a problem. That's the first step. Now the second step is figuring out how you want to deal with that depression. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use this as a prime example to when talking about this as a serious legit problem in America. And for me, this is it's a serious legit problem that I really want to discuss, and that's how when you tell your friends and family, like I think also another issue that causes depression with most men is that when a man does walk up to and tell another guy, or you tell a friend, or you may tell your wife, or you got a fiance and you a guy, you tell your girlfriend or you tell your wife. If most married men, I mean, if you MGTOW, most MGTOWs are not married, so it ain't talking about this. But I'm saying, like, most men are most guys that's engaged, married, whatever, and they are depressed as fuck. They going through a lot of problems, a lot of serious issues. What ends up fucking happening is a lot of those guys, they tell their wives and girlfriends things in my life. I'm not happy. I'm depressed. I want to kill myself. And I always tell people the first sign of depression is being able to, when you hear and see things. Now I was hearing voices. So this is I'm giving you guys an in-depth background on me and how I got to this point of my life where how I'm able to deal with my depression. I've been taking Seroquel for 4 years. Yes, it's not the best medicine, but still, like, it made my life so much better. But what I will say this to me, also when a man tells his wife or girlfriend that he has depression, she's like, get the fuck over it, get the fuck over it. Or you may lost a friend, and it's like you may lost a family member or anybody dearly close to your heart, and they be like, so fucking what? And they don't take it like, get the fuck out of here. They don't take it seriously. And people, I'm going to tell you right now, if you got a family, especially if you got a friend, and they tell you flat out, I'm thinking about killing myself, take that shit as a serious threat. I have not had a friend blow their brains out yet, and I hope I never experience that shit, because I have depression myself. I know that fucking feeling. But the thing is, I'm trying to get guys I'm trying to get guys to sincerely realize, to understand the fact that being depressed is no fucking fun, man. Depression is nothing. It's nothing to joke around with, and nothing to fuck with. If a person tells you they want to kill themselves, take them seriously. Pull them to the side. Swap numbers with that person. Tell them, if you don't need, take time out of business. It can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Talk to that person. Tell them they have so much to live for. But like I said before, a lot of guys get to this point, they check out of the system, because a lot of these guys, a lot of these guys, you know, a lot of these guys do not want to admit the fact that this is a serious fucking issue amongst men. You know what I'm saying? So when a friend tells you, I want to kill myself, take him seriously, pull him to the side, swap numbers, talk, call him out, do what you need to do, be there for that person. Because you know what? His wife may talk down to him, his boss treat him like shit. His friends may laugh their shit off like, yo, no. A person tell you, I have done my research on this topic because I wanted to be more clear with it. I wanted to be more stay on topics. I really wanted to know what the fuck I'm talking about. But like, when a person tells you, flat out fucking tell you, I want to kill myself, you better take them seriously. One, because here's the thing. People say, well, if the person don't commit the act, it don't do no difference. Here's the thing. Guess what happened? That's how I started with me. I had a thought. The thought almost led to the act being almost committed, and I checked myself into the hospital. Thank God I'm 20. I'm 29 now. So for me, it's like I have had what nine. I have 20. Well, I'm not 29. I'm 28 years old. I have had 8 years of this. I had a total of 8 years of living with depression, and I'll tell you, it's not easy. I mean, yes, I deal with my little problems, but I realized the fact that this is the reason why I'm kind of MGTOW too. For me, reason not just trying to stay away from women. It's just that I realized, and a woman into my life at this point in my lifetime period, especially with me dealing with depression, is not a good look for me. So I got plenty of reasons why I'm MGTOW, many personal stories, with personal reasons, why personal experiences, all this crazy shit. But like, I want guys to realize that for me, that we need to understand MGTOW is no fucking, I mean, not MGTOW, but depression is no joke. So what, I mean, anybody want to join chat, anybody want to join the discussion, I'll send you guys an invite. Um, I feel like, to me, and I think these guys need to understand, dude, this shit is no joke, man. It's no fucking joke. It's no fucking joking, y'all. This is a topic, and I normally, joke around, have fun a little bit, but this is a very sensitive topic for me because I deal with depression, and for me, I realize the fact that depression, whether you're in a relationship or not, depression is a very serious issue. It's a day-to-day battle. It's not one of them things where, yeah, you just take some drug and it's not like, it's not like being, it's like depression is like a recovering alcoholic or recovering drug addict, like, yeah, you can be clean for 20 years, 10 years, and guess what happens? You go right back to being on the drug again. Same thing with being depressed. You can have 7 good days and then you can have 7 bad days. It's up and down, especially if you go through a lot of things. And that's why I often tell people all the time, when I do videos like Learn to Be a Loner, those videos came into my place of I did those videos before this topic, because the reason why those topic is so important. That's why I say it's so fucking important that men learn to be by themselves. Men learn to self-validation, and learn to appreciate themselves. Find hobbies. And also my best advice for anybody that's going through depression is find a hobby. Find something to do. I'm into comic books. So for me, I'm a comic book writer. I'm aspiring comic book writer. I'm a comic book creator. So for me, it's like I find things to do. But when you ain't got nothing going on, and you know what I'm saying, like if you have no hobbies, you don't have no passions, nothing, like you gonna draw, whatever it is, whatever. Find a hobby, go bowling, go to the movies. If you don't have any movies, take a walk, call a friend. Call a friend that actually will listen to you, but be there for that person, because the moment situation, I always say this, it's so important for people. you know I tell you, it's like, yo, dude, run. You know what I'm saying? Lift weights. Just to run. Do what you gotta do. You guys have to listen to me. This is a very serious topic, and I mostly go off ramble and I do all kinds of shit and whatever. But like, this is the first time I ever been on topic, and I want you guys to realize this is a very serious topic, man. I don't play around with this. And the reason why depression is so much of a sensitive topic for me, because I've been there before. I've been at that point where I wanted to kill myself. I've been at that point where I wanted to harm myself and all the other shit and the negative thoughts, negative connotations. Like I remember writing that suicide note. I remember I can have vivid nightmares and memories of having a knife to my wrist, almost wanting to cut my wrist. I've been there before. I've been there before. I've been in schools when I was a teenager, 16 years old, being kicked out of school and shit, and people just kicking me out, 17 years old, getting kicked out of school and shit. And people like, why is kids so angry? And I'm just like, because I never got first of all, I miss my dad. My dad died of colon cancer, so I was going through that shit at the time, which is I'm at peace with his death now. I'm more at peace with it. Like, I still miss him, but I'm more at peace with it. But like, I didn't. Second of all, I didn't get to go to the funeral. Third of all, the house I was living in for 16 years, me, my mom, my sister, and my dad. My mom still living, my mom still living, my sister, or my sister. But like, the house stayed for 16 years, that was gone. So I had to live those memories crushed up, and then not to bury my dad, and not to not get a chance to go to my father's funeral and bury my dad. Man, it was a very sentimental moment, and I still have moments in my life where I often ask myself, if I did get the chance to say my final goodbyes, maybe I would have had depression, but I don't like to contemplate the what ifs, because you always gonna have that in the back of your mind of, okay, what if I did this? What if I did this? What if I did that? What if I was given a what if I was given a second chance to do what I needed to do? And I want people to realize it's so important. You know what I'm saying? For me, this is so important, man. You know, is guys don't understand this is a very serious topic, man. And this topic I want guys to really engage in, because I feel like we really have to understand that this is some scary shit, man. Depression is a very serious topic, and I know a lot of guys, they want to keep that shit bottled in. They got pride, and they was like, man, I ain't going through shit. I ain't going through nothing. I'm depressed. I'm like, dude, discuss that shit. you know and I think for us, for men, a lot of times we really have to get in this position where if we don't talk about it, here's the thing about society: they're never going to address this topic. So I'm gonna address it for. I'm gonna address it for my people. I'm gonna address it for my. I'm gonna address it for all my MGTOWs, because to me, for me, I want people to understand that this is a huge conversation, and I feel like it's so important that we discuss this, because I know a lot of guys don't want to have these conversations, and a lot of guys, because you go to the average conversation for men today. All they talk about how much pussy they get, how much ass they get, and never talk about, they never ask the guy, man, how your life going, how things in your life going, or how things in your life are going. And it's like, for me, because I care about my fellow MGTOW. I care about all my MGTOW brothers. I care about all my men, all the guys I know personal on a personal level. Even though some of my friends are blue pill friends, blue pill mangianas, motherfuckers, I can't stand half of them. If they ever came to me and say, "Yo, I'm depressed," you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna sympathize with them, because to me, I think, it's so easy to get caught up in this world. And that's why I say this topic, for me, I want to talk about it. I don't see too many MGTOWs talk about depression. I mean, they do talk about it, but they don't break it up and they don't make a whole stream about it. And the reason why I want to make this is a whole topic, because I feel like this topic is so important and it's pivotal to men development. It's to men mental health. Mental health is important. Your physical health, your physical health, you losing weight and being healthy on and stuff. I walk and all kinds of stuff like that. So I'm learning to walk. I'm trying to lose some weight, because I'm not on the healthy side. So I'm learning. I gotta cut back on my soda intake and all the other shit. So, but like, your mental health is your number one important thing. You know what I'm saying? Your mental mind frame, because you can have millions of damn dollars. You can be a billionaire, millionaire. You can have the wife, a kid. You can have a multi-million-dollar home, housewife picket fence. You can have it all. And you know what fucking happened? You can go fucking crazy and fucking insane, have a mental breakdown. It could be stress from the job, stress from work, stress from your girlfriend, stress from your fiance. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of this stuff play into it. And the reason why I talk about it is so important for men. And I'm not, it's mental and everything, but still, like, getting a girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? If you suffer from depression, and getting a girlfriend would not make the situation a lot easier. It's gonna make this shit a lot harder than it needs to be. And that's why I'm a loner, man. I'm a loner. I've been a loner ever since I was 14, man. I've been a loner my whole life. I say mostly most of my adult life, from my preteens to my teenage years to my young adult to my young adult years. So damn near a grown ass man, I like to say, right? So to my adult years, I've been a loner my whole life. So for me, it's always been about one of those things where I always say this, guys, learn to love yourself and know yourself and getting a girlfriend. And that's why I advocate on this thing. See, I don't advocate getting a girlfriend. See, I'm MGTOW. So I tell guys, look, dating and having a wife and kid and a fiance and all this shit add on to your problem. Just imagine if I was not a loner and I had a wife and kid. I had a housewife, picket fence, all this other shit. I had everything that society tells me is the norm. And I got all this shit. I got a wife and everything. She depends on me. My kids depend on me to do this stuff. And a lot of men, I want to say flat out, a lot of men get to that point where they just want to kill themselves because they don't have nobody to listen to them. Nobody to listen to them. Nobody to tell them, that it's okay. And for me, I think, we, like I said before, and like I said before, we have to understand as men, know our fucking selves. That's why I don't advocate guys getting into relationships, because one, the moment you get into a relationship, the moment you get into a relationship, the moment it's not about you anymore, it's about her. So when you become depressed, she ain't gonna sympathize with you. She ain't gonna be like, you know what, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna give a fuck about you. She not. So the thing is, I want guys to understand the hardest part about dealing with living with depression is this, is that everybody has a different opinion on the subject. And everybody has a different subject, and everybody wants to deal with music. Everybody has a different opinion on the subject. And people don't want to hear the stories of the harsh realities of things, and they don't want to see, they don't want to hear men in their pain and stuff. Like society says, go back out there and deal with utility. Go out there and be an ATM machine. Be a resource. Go out there and deal with the lights of the world. Go out there and have your boss scream at you for many times. Like I said before, no diss to women out there, but ladies, y'all know what the fuck we go through as men. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to fucking work. Like, life is harder fucking enough. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said MGTOW, even though, you know, MGTOW, I put MGTOW for in the title. MGTOW and depression kind of goes one neck and neck, because when you go your own way and you fishy aside it's some people just can't. It's hard as fuck to walk away from society standards. And that's why I love about MGTOW. And that even though depression is very sick, it's a hard thing for most people to deal with. I want guys to realize, and I want society to realize, I want everybody to understand the fact that this is the importance. This is the importance of a subject matter. The only way, the only way we sincerely, you know, for me, you know, like, you gotta understand, like, this is a very serious subject. And we can sit here and joke around and it's fool and everything and talk shit. You know, you know, it's like, you know, whatever. But to me, this is not even about, this is overall about men's health. This is about men recognizing the signs. Know the fucking signs. Guys in the chat, tell me if you got stories. Do you suffer from depression? What do you do to deal with those thoughts? Also, I tell you, the worst thing too is that the worst thing ever is when you are depressed is to sit there and be in denial about it. The hardest part about depression, and this is the hardest part about depression, is being able to admit that you got a problem. And for me, I'm give you more of a backstory with my depression. When I was younger, when I was a teenager, I was depressed, but I did not know what depression was. I never heard the word. I heard of the word depression, and I remember, I'm not gonna lie to you, when I was like a teenager, I made fun of people who was depressed. I did, and I never thought a million years it would affect me, because I'm like, oh, that person need to get over it. And then it affects me, and like, wow, now I understand it. And that's why I talk about when a person tells me whether they blue pill or red pill, they tell me they are depressed, male, you know. And that's why I say, guys, instead of us beating down the next man, you know, here's the thing to me. Here's the thing. I know MGTOW, you know, these blue, I can't stand these blue pill dudes. I can't stand this, the fucked up advice they give us. But you see, if you see a fellow man going through some shit, you know, blue pill or red pill, help them, man. Because the problem is with these guys, and I agree, you know, some of these blue pill guys, they got to learn the hard way. But I think sometimes, but blue pill aside here, we got to sympathize with men here. You know, I was watching a video of the man Elite. Shout out to you, bro, man. Shout out to you, subscribe to me and everything, and you know, feeding the comment on my first video. Why I became a MGTOW Africa video was. Ever since I became an Africa video was. And he was talking about Father's Revenge too, about the guy snapping off killing his kids. And instead of us being like, oh, he was a scumbag, he was a piece of shit, you know, I'm not here to give my opinion on the subject because I sympathize with him. I can see both sides. I think they killing kids a little too extreme, but if that's the only way that you can get your point across, I can kind of understand what he did, but I'm not justifying it because I don't got kids. I got a niece, so I can't justify. But I'm not gonna call him a piece of shit because I sympathize with men in general when I hear men do these crazy things, and and that's my problem with society in general. When a man does some wild, crazy shit, they be like, "Oh, he was a piece of shit. He was a scumbag. He was an abuser." Come to find out, he wasn't an abuser. That the baby mama was taking his ass to court. He was paying ridiculous amounts of child support. The family courts railed his ass. He was trying to be a father. He couldn't be the father. He got half his shit took away. She's sticking it to his ass every which way. So he said, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna do this. And that's why I said depression. That's what I'm trying to talk. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I want to discuss it with you guys. Because I don't want to hear none of you guys. I don't want to ever turn on TV and hear a story say so and so from whatever state decided to snap off and kill a motherfucker because he was depressed or he offed himself, he committed suicide. And I want you guys to understand it does get better. I know, you know, when you first depressed, when you start to hear voices, hear things, see things, you start to get suicide thoughts, right? Suicide. I know you want to kill yourself because you think that life can't get no better. It does, man. And I know some guys are atheists, some guys don't believe in God. I do. But some guys don't believe in God. I believe in God, but it's not about discuss really who you believe in God or not. But go to a friend, man. Call somebody, call a male friend that you trust, somebody that can sympathize with you. And that's why when I hear stories, I sympathize with men across the board, whether they do some wild, crazy, violent shit. Now, if you going around killing 20 people, and I can't feel sorry for you, but like even those guys, I can kind of like if you a serial killer or you a deranged psychopath, I can't fuck with you. But like if you a guy and the court system railed you over, your girlfriend fucked you over, your fiance fucked you over, your wife fucked you over, you in family courts, you paying ridiculous amounts of child support, the police supposed to be locking you up, and your baby mama making it hard for you, and you decide to do some crazy shit. I'm not justifying what you. I will not justify what you do, but I fully understand why most guys say, you know what, fuck this shit, and that's why I said depression is important for us to talk about the signs. People, I'm giving you the signs here, man. If you hearing things, you're seeing things, you having thoughts. I always tell people all the time. People say, well, a person thinking about suicide. What's the difference between the thought and action? The thought is you're thinking about doing it. But guess what happened? Like they always say, like they're saying anything in life. Anything you speak existence can come true. So if you're thinking about committing suicide, you thinking alone, guess what happened? The thought is just as much dangerous as the action. So the moment you want to go out there and put a knife to your wrist, that's what I'm trying to say. You hear these stories about celebrities blowing their brains out because nobody for so long, even Kanye West, people call Kanye West a jackass, but Kanye West is breaking the fuck down. But people don't want to relate to him and say, fuck Kanye West. He was a piece of shit. He's a rich asshole. No, he's human just like us, like we are. But you put him on this high ass pedestal. So the moment he has a fucking breakdown, and that's what I'm talking about, even when you see male celebrities break the fuck down, we don't sympathize with them. People are like, oh, fuck these rich assholes. No, they're human just like we are. And they feel pain, they get shot, they feel pain just like we do. The only difference between them is the fact that they got fame and status quo and resources that women can use. But it's not about women or resources. But I'm saying, I'm using it as a prime example. Like these guys go through shit just like we go through shit. Whether you're a celebrity rapper and whether you're a celebrity or a regular guy, we all go through shit. And the moment a man says, you know what, fuck this, and check out of a system, that's my point. Is I want, for me, is that, for me, I want these guys to, for me, I want guys to understand depression is a subject that needs to be talked about. I'm not finna, I am officially done, watching my fellow MGTOW brothers, of watching fellow men commit these crazy heinous acts. I am done to me. I am tired of the media bashing men every time a man do a heinous act when he kills his family or some shit like that. Oh, he's a foul piece of shit and all that crazy shit. Like, no, how about you look deep into this fucking story, figure out why he did what he do. People don't do crazy shit just to be doing crazy shit. Now there is some deranged psychopaths out there. There is people out there who kill people for fun. They do the shit. Yes, but they fucking crazy. Okay, they fucking crazy. And also, I'll tell you one thing about depression. A lot of times when a person with depression, they say, "Oh, you fucking crazy." The reason why I hate that word crazy, because I get called crazy a lot of times with my depression, is because calling somebody crazy does not help the situation. It makes the shit much worse than it needs to be. And I feel a lot of the times when a person says that shit, it's like, yo, you insensitive to a person's subject feelings. Like, everybody has feelings. Nobody's a bulletproof. Yeah, like men, we are like, I'll use this prime example. I think this is why I think people view depression when men talk about men issues or they talk about the shit pain we go through. Society views that. Men, society, women, feminists, whatever, so on, so the media, the government, everybody view men as tanks. And yes, men are built stronger than females. I don't want to hear that bullshit these are feminists say. Yes, men are stronger than women. That's how it's supposed to be, and it's always going to be that way. But it's not about who's strong or whatever. I'm just using this prime example. And it's like a lot of men. There's a lot of men out. There is a lot of men out there. There is a lot of men out there right now. Yeah, men are built tank. Yes, all of us men. Everybody that's in this chat. Yeah, men, we are tanks. But guess what happens? Just like a tank. If you shoot that tank, you shoot that tank enough. Guess what happens? You can start doing damage to that tank. And guess what happens? Just like men, we go through shit. And telling the man up every time he go through some shit, That's a terrible way to live, and that's why for any MGTOW out there, any married man, any guy that's engaged, any guy that got a girlfriend, a fiance, you got a family, and your wife tell you, man, the fuck up because you got problems and you stressed the fuck out and you feeling depressed and shit, and you an alcoholic, you're fucking drinking all the time, and that's why I talk about this all the time with depression. It leads to somebody turning to drugs. If you a person, if a person doesn't feel heard, guess what happens? A lot of men turn to fucking beer. A lot of men become recovering alcoholics because they don't have an outlet to say, you know what, maybe I need to go through this. And that's why I talk about this all the time when I'm discussing this topic. This topic is no longer going to get swept under the rug. And for me, I want men to realize the only way we're really going to get this topic going, and we're really going to get things going, get things, understanding for me, for men's mental health to be fully addressed, is that we a topic. And I'm calling out. I'm calling for all MGTOWs who got a main channel who does content, address this topic, do more streams about it, because I feel like the more we educate our young brothers out there, young MGTOW or experienced MGTOWs out there, is the moment this issue will be fully addressed. And I feel like, you know what, even though I don't believe in MRAs and I think they're wasting their time, maybe it could be addressed one day. I'm not a hopeless person. I'm not gonna sit here and say it will never be addressed. But I think the media will never address it because as men, we don't make it our topic to address it. You know what? Address it. Admit it. You know what I'm saying? And like, if you see a friend, like I said before, whether he blue pill or red pill, if your friend telling you he's thinking about killing himself, look out for that guy. Give him the tools, give him what he needs. You know, and for me, it's like what I'm saying, like, I, and I said before, I'm really tired of a lot of I'm tired of society sweeping this issue on the rug for men because they see us as ATM machines. No, I'm officially done with that shit. I'm officially done watching men die, commit suicide at an all-time rate. I am done watching my young black men, not black men, just men in general. I'm tired of seeing men in general be depressed and us just being told, man, the fuck up, because we don't got problems, like we don't go through shit. You know what I'm saying? So I want guys to understand that the only way we really going to address it is we address it here. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's in the doing the MGTOW community only on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Even though YouTube try to censor MGTOW and try to censor our content and censor what we talk about and tell us what we should not, so what we can and cannot say. And all these advertisers, man, fuck them, okay? It's time for us as men to start addressing these subjects, because if we don't address it, nobody else will. It's an important time for me, and I am open to the dialogue. For me, I'm putting myself out there. I had told my story in the beginning of this stream about my battle with depression. So I want you guys in the chat to tell me, have you ever been at that point where you've been depressed? I mean, you may not want to kill yourself, but you have been depressed, and you have told people that you have told people that you are depressed, and look at you and they be like, well, get the fuck over it, nigga. Suck that shit up and be a man about the shit. You know what I'm saying? Or you were dating a woman at one time and she told you she was depressed, and you told her you was truly depressed, or you not happy with things in your life, and she's sitting there, she's like, man, the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So I want you guys to be engaged in the conversation, because I'm gonna be engaged with you guys in the chat, and I want you guys to really, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, like, I want you guys to understand that, like for me, is like I said before, we live in a world today where depression is a very serious topic, not just amongst men, but for society in general. And the only way we're really going to talk about this topic is no longer sweep it under the rug. I am done watching, not just men, but society in general sweep this topic under the rug. Especially with the male suicide rate being at an all-time high. Especially, it would be, I hate making everything about race here, but a lot of white males are checking out of the system because they realize, not just with this biased government, not just with everybody's picking on them saying you're a piece of shit for being white. I sympathize with all races. I sympathize with all. That's why I say I don't believe in the word race. Like, I say I'm a man first and black man second. But like, if y'all know I'm a black male, but still, like, I sympathize with all races here. And that's why I say I can't, that's why I say that's why I don't like dividing races here. That's why when I hate when people try to talk about MGTOW and they say MGTOW was a racist thing, it's a white man started it. No, it's a community where white men, black men, Hispanic men, Asian men, Dominican men, whatever country you come from, Africa, and you know what I'm saying, like, it's MGTOW is about men of all races, men of all cultures and cultures, different backgrounds, coming together for a place to have a intimate, have a deep intelligent discussion and discuss our issues, whether it's talking about, women, this gynocentric society, talking about women in hypergamy, or whatever we're fully addressing. But I want depression to be one of those topics that we fully talk about it. And maybe with this stream, a lot of mentors will address it more. But I think I have the reason why I want to address it more, because this is a topic I fully love, and I think that this topic needs to be addressed. And the hardest part about this topic being addressed is a lot of people don't want to have an open discussion about it, because I think a lot of people are scared to admit they was depressed. But I'm here to tell you guys, look, I'm here for you guys, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be that voice. I'm not trying to be. I'm not a doctor. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, whatever. And it's like, for me, it's like, whatever, you know, and like, for me, I'm saying, to me, mental health, men's mental health is so fucking important. I know in the Blue Pill Society, they up, like, shout out to you, Jeff Burns 36 in the chat. He says the Matrix don't care about men's mental health. Be told, man, up, deal with it, just dispose of us and get a new one. And it's like, I agree with you 100%. Like, these blue pills assholes in society, they don't care about us. They don't care about our problems. They don't care about us. The only time they really care about us if we're paying child support, alimony, getting half our shit taken away, or you got some blue pill married motherfucker trying to tell you get married and get a fiance, get a girlfriend, and all this shit goes away. But let me tell you something, man. Adding a woman into your life and you already depressed is not a solution. It's not the answer to the problem. It makes the shit much worse than it needs to be. And I'm not saying that, there's other things that may lead into depression, like you may hate your job, your boss piss you the fuck off. I mean, there's a lot of things that leads to depression, but the only way we really gonna fully address it is that we open up this dialogue. You know what I'm saying? I'm open up in this dialogue, because I want guys to understand. Here's the thing. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a fucking person. I'm a person got a personal backstory, and if you can relate to it, you can, you cannot. I'm here to let you guys know depression is no joke. And I want to address it on my show. I want to start doing more streams like this and addressing men issues, because the only way we're going to address this online, even if that means being online, is that we need to address men's mental health. And I think this is one of them subjects, along with suicide, with one of my streams I'm gonna do, probably not later on, sometime this week. That this needs to be fully addressed. And I know a lot of people don't want to make, or they don't want to talk about, they don't want to talk about, they sincerely don't want to talk about, you know, you know, they don't want to talk about how fucked up life is. A lot of people don't realize that life is not a fucking party. You know what I'm saying? Like, life is like, you don't wake up winning $1 million every goddamn day. There's gonna be some days where you're gonna be stressed the fuck out. There's gonna be some days you're gonna be pissed. There's gonna be some days where you don't want to get up out of bed anymore. And there's been times where I don't want to fucking get up out of bed. And there's been times where I don't want to fuck with this and all the other crazy shit. So it's, like I said before, this subject is a very serious topic, and the only way we really gonna fucking address it is we tackle it head on. And I know a lot of people don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about. They don't want to. What is it? They don't want to talk. They don't want to talk. They don't want to talk. They don't want to talk about the importance. They don't want to talk. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to be like, man, it's like, for me, and like I said before, and like for me, like I said before, man, look, I take medicine, and I know some people say, you shouldn't take the medicine because the medicine is bad for you, but my medicine helped me out, so I take Seroquel and Wellbutrin. But like, I was let me see in the chat, like Messenger Riser, shout out to you. Doctor told me to go for a walk in the woods. I figured out by myself in the end through those meds in the bed. So like, I mean, everybody has a different view on the subject. I'm not here to tell you, yo, take the medicine they give you, because I agree, not every man, not all the medicines they give you is not good for your system. I tell you, I've been taking my medicine, Wellbutrin, Seroquel, for like 4 years, and it's not in my system. Like, well, technically, how many years now, whatever. But like, I've been taking it for this many years. I forgot how many years I've been taking. I've been taking it since 2008, whatever. I've been taking it for so many years. And I tell you up front, my medicine in my system, if I don't have Seroquel, like the reason why I have so much higher energy in these streams and stuff, and I can go into a lot of streams and stuff, and I can stream for hours and hours, because this medicine gave me a lot of energy. But the moment I don't take my medicine, or the moment I start to hear voices, because I deal with depression every fucking day, bro. I have a lot of things in my mind that I deal with, and I talk about whatever. But to me, the reason why I want guys to understand I really want guys to sincerely understand the fact that, look, depression is no joke. And the only way we really, the only way we really gonna what is the only way we're really gonna what you call it, the only way we're really going to deal with this subject is we tackle it head on. And I don't want society, I don't want nobody in this chat, I don't want nobody that follow that subscribe to my channel to realize that, dude, I don't want nobody to ever feel like you feel alone. You're never alone, man. You know, it may seem like it at first, because a lot of people don't give a fuck about men's health. And I agree with Jeff Burns saying nobody gives a fuck about us, man. They don't care about our issues. The only time they care about us is if we put money in females' pockets, or we reproducing all this other shit. But fuck all that shit. And that's why I say, that's why I say MGTOW is a beautiful thing for men, because to see men focus on themselves. And and I think that, especially if you're a MGTOW already, so if you feel depressed, it makes it easier for you, because you can focus on you. But I often say this, and I always say it so many times. The reason why I don't get a girlfriend, I got many reasons why, but this is one of the biggest main reasons. I suffer from depression, major depression. Well, people say my doctor say bipolar disorder, but I just say major depression. But like I was saying something that I was saying something to a critic. I'm not critic, but I was saying something to somebody that I said, look, the reason, I'm gonna give you some real shit. One of my best friends, one of my friends, tried to hook me up with a girl, and the reason why I'm like, okay, whatever, and I suffer from depression and everything. He tried to hook me up with this chick. And I'm trying to tell him, like, dude, man, I don't want, like, dude, like, I told you, dude, like, don't stop hooking me up with chicks. Dude, it's like, I don't want no part of it. It's just who I am. Because, like, for me, I realize the moment a woman into your life is the moment that's another problem. That's another stress you got to worry about. Me, I don't want to be worrying about, I don't want to be worrying about, a girlfriend or something like that. So I want to be left alone. I want to be by myself. But a lot of guys, and I'm pretty sure, especially, you come from blue pill society. Society nowadays want to fucking tell you, yo, you know what I'm saying? You a man, you need to, you know what I'm saying? You need to do this, you need to do that. And it's like, wow, man. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Telling a grown ass man, telling a grown ass man to go out there and get a girlfriend is not the answer to the situation. It's not the, whatever. It's not the situation. It's not the. Think about what you guys. Oh yeah, I was sorry, with surfing the web or something. But like I said before, like I said before, this is for me. Like for me, my thing is, I really want you guys. To me, is the fact that I sincerely just want, for me. For me, the reason why I want you guys to understand is that, for me, I really, what I'm saying, I really just want this to me. I just really want you guys to understand that depression. I don't judge this stream out too long. I'm about to get repetitive here, but to get some closing thoughts, to get my closing thoughts on the subject matter. I wanted to have more guests, but I tried to get MA, but he was not around. So whatever, I'm just gonna end the stream here. But I want you guys to understand, man, that that depression is no joke. And if in the comment section below, leave a like, and leave a like and comment below, and tell me your story about depression. But this your boy No Filter. Love you guys, man. Peace and one love. MGTOW Bros, love you guys. Peace and love. I'm out.